going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check. This is your TNA Rebellion 2026 preview, and that is Jake fucking DeMarco. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, and forget TNA, it's WrestleMania season, but before we stop on
No,
that
not
road,
tonight.
we
Not
got to
tonight.
stop on this road, and this road's a detour called
We gotta cross the
Rebellion.
line.
That's right. Those
All right,
train
before we
tracks.
get the ball rolling down the hill, because that's the only way I'm going to get momentum, because I'm tired. Little bit of house cleaning. So unexpectedly, there is a special coming up on NXT. I'm going to attempt to crank out a impromptu preview for that sometime tomorrow and get it to you guys sometime over the course of the weekend. Jake will hopefully be with me. If not, you might have to deal with me solo. Sorry about your damn luck. This weekend, we are talking about Rebellion. There will be a pay-per-view day hangout for Rebellion on Saturday. There will also be a pay-per-view day hangout on Sunday for AEW Mud Show Dynasty, but we're not doing a preview for Mud Show Dynasty because it's AEW. Moving swiftly on. Once again, I encourage you all that are listening in the chat, that are listening to me after the fact, reminder that this is to go in the comment section. If you want to play Predicto, we are predicting 9 matches this time around. Yes, I'm aware TNA does a little bit of AEW. We'll throw 10 more matches on at the last minute. Pay attention to the pod. Only
Look at that,
respond
you
to the
brought
9.
back Predicto.
I did.
I love it.
Only respond to the 9 matches that we're talking about in this pod in the comment section, and one additional prediction or preview that you have that, hey, here's a random thing that I think might happen. It could be somebody returning. It could be somebody quitting. It could be somebody making a return. It could be somebody crossing over from another company. It could be that it snows that day. I don't care. I'm going that wide. So your 9 predictions plus the one, what do you want to call it? The one Freebird prediction. Put it down in the comment section below. If you are listening right now live and you're in the chat, love you guys. I'm probably talking to you in the chat right now. The contest itself, the Predicto, goes in the chat or in the comment section below the video. That way, people that are not able to listen until later can also participate. We won't be doing one for Dynasty because it's Dynasty. Let's be real for a second. Yeah,
I'll be
TNA.
going live for Dynasty's review, but
Yeah, don't know
I'm putting
whether I'm going to make
myself
that one.
through it. Yeah, I'm putting
I'll try
myself
to join
through it.
you for Rebellion. I'm 50-50. I'm going to be going to bed and getting up for work the next day because,
Yes.
Dynasty is going to end sometime next month.
Exactly.
TNA, before we hop into this card, it's a lot of fun. It's really simple. I have to put the typical caveats on it. We are recording this before the go home show, hence why we're not going to know about the matches that are happening last minute. I also haven't had a chance to catch up and watch Impact from last week either, so I'm doing a little bit of guesswork on here. But there's a mystery, possibly 2 mysteries. Have you seen the numbers? The yellow numbers, the red numbers? Blue 42, where are you?
Hut.
Jake, what do you think about the numbers?
Give me the ball. I got it, Ace. I don't got it. I'm baffled because feels like we're in a bad horror movie, like one of the parody ones. Around every corner, danger lurks, and we're like, the numbers, they're back. I thought we did this. I thought it was Mance Warner. Who's got numbers now? The number 23. So they had a bunch of numbers, and they were.
And it's not a countdown because they're not sequential.
No, exactly. I was gonna say non-sequential, and it was a bit just random. It was what 12, 28, 10, 8, and then they had 18 plus 19. So
give me 1 second. I had it up on my phone a second ago, but technology doesn't like me.
yeah,
Photos, what we have. Come on now.
12, 28. What was it? Yeah, 18 plus 19, 10, and 8. I believe it was.
Yeah. 8, 10, 18, or sorry, 8, 10, 8 plus 19, 28, 12, 6, 7, 30 plus 3.
There we go.
8, 9. I think that's all of them. I told you I have a really boring answer for this. I think they're dates.
It can't be letters, so.
No, I think they're dates. I think this is edging towards them. I think the the yellow and the red is gonna be two distinct things. I think one of them is gonna correspond to pay-per-views, one of them is gonna correspond to episodes of Impact. I think this ends pretty simply in the we're not gonna do as much taped Impact anymore.
Yeah,
That's a
maybe
really
because
boring thing. That's a really boring answer, but it's something that we've all kind of been looking forward to, especially with the time shift here in Canada, where we have to like pause it because it does some time travel. It actually comes on before it comes on. Pause.
the calendar doesn't line up for Thursday, Friday, or Saturday shows with those numbers really. Like the 10th this month and 12th would be a Sunday. Like
But is
now
it necessarily this month?
no, I
Is it
went through May
another
as
Tuesday?
well and June,
Okay.
and because we got the 8th there, but then the 12th is a Tuesday, 18th, 19th is a Monday, Tuesday. So, and if you add them together or anything over 30, for some of them don't work.
If
So
it's Monday, Tuesday, it could be the date of more crossover, more maybe they're up in the WWE, TNA stuff. I think it's dates. I think it's like specific special event dates.
it could be.
I don't think it's
Uh,
another new
I
person.
don't think it's going to be a debut. I think it might be some, like you said, some announcement of a new show or something like a special like that. I think it's going to be, because it can't be letters, it goes past Z. So I'm
I
not
wonder.
entirely sure, but the
I
lockbox
wonder.
being
Yeah.
the
Well,
caveat
okay,
here.
the lockbox I'm going to get to in a second, but if it's a TV thing and it's not Thursday, because they technically do have a secondary show. It just airs on TNA Plus right now. It's called
Yes.
TNA Explosion. It's basically like dark matches, like Sunday Night Heat level
Yeah.
stuff. And I won't lie, I haven't watched it since the first one. But
No,
if
but even
if
that
it's
doesn't really line up on the calendar for some of the things. And had my
depending on
my
what day
point
they want
was
to
to
put it
bring up
on.
the lockbox ahead of time is just because had they only had just the numbers or just the box, but it makes me really wonder now, like, is because one's got to be bigger than the other. Usually the box is a really big deal. So does that mean the numbers is really just something small? So that's why
Well,
I
the
feel like the
video
numbers is just going to
here's
be
this is
a
why I sent you
show
the video
announcement.
today. The video specifically has the logo for this weekend's event at the end of it.
Yes.
So it might be like one's a slow burn, like the numbers will be a slow burn. We'll find out later on down the line. But here's something we know. We're telling you right now. You're gonna find out what it is on Saturday. Now,
Yeah.
I had no idea what this was. We've talked about the symbolism of that lockbox, that treasure chest that they used in the first video when they announced that Impact Wrestling was going back to being TNA again. So they've always used it for something big. They used it for that. They used it for the AJ Styles comeback. And you mentioned that people are saying it has something to do with the knockouts division, like a knockout treasure chest, whatever the case may be, which made me think, right? Before
Hmm.
WWE got their act together, the place to be if you were a women's wrestler was TNA.
Yeah.
At one point, they knew how to put their women's division front and center. And TNA has something that no other company has. So
Yes.
from what I saw in the video and from the little bit of sleuthing that you did, I'm wondering if we're getting a women's X Division title.
I wonder too, because there is the knockouts box as I was mentioning. No, no, no,
Knockout
don't.
box.
No, I didn't mean. Damn it. No, no, really, I swear there was no intent. Never mind. The knockouts box is fabulous. I did it again. Damn it. No, I love the knockouts box. The box, their box is great. It's soft and it's pine and it's marvelous.
Splinters.
I'm not sure what they're gonna do with it, honestly, and I,
I hope
I
it's
I
something
hope
cool.
I hope it would be X Division titles, because talk about bridging the gap between men and women even more. That's one thing that yes, AEW, the women do have every now and again these hardcore matches, but no one's had
Yeah, but the X
a
Division championship
division.
never required anybody to stick a needle in their cheek ever.
No, no, that's what I'm saying. It's not a direct like
The only thing that takes away from it
death
is
match. It's just a
yeah.
hardcore match. Big difference. So
The only thing about it is, if I'm right, and if that is what it is, and I'm totally pulling that out of my ass, by the way. The only thing about it is, as I've always said, TNA is the company that has totally embraced intergender wrestling. We have had women's X Division champions already. We have had women in Ultimate X. So yes, it will be a cool thing, but
But
I
it's
don't want it
not.
to. But I don't
Yeah.
want it. It's not breaking new
New
ground, and
ground.
that's not really what I'm going for. Is I think it was Jordan Grace became the
Yes.
X Division champion, and she won Ultimate X as well.
I'm just saying there's
So
no
if
division for them like that anywhere. So that would be a really cool thing for them to have somewhere
well,
where
yeah,
it's like that touch of hardcore and they could show off a bit more of that
yeah.
style.
Here's the double pronged problem, or sorry, double pronged potential with that is I think it's really cool that TNA allows so much cross or intergender wrestling. Rather, I was about to say cross dressing wrestling, which is not a thing. I
Yeah.
don't think unless you're Harvey Whippleman. Don't worry
Cross
about it.
that
It's
line.
fine. But because they've had the women's division just interacting with the men, like even as something as simple as what we've seen with Mustafa Ali and Jada Stone, on a more comical level, you've had Mara Sade and Ryan Nemeth, all that kind of stuff. I hope if they get their own X Division championship that they don't stop letting them mix it up with the men's because that's just as fun. And,
They've kept it
and
believable as well, which is difficult to
it's
do.
true.
Like some of the women will whoop your ass, but like Mara Sade, she got the better of Namath for a while, but then he was able to just like swat her like a mosquito, and
Mara
that was
Sade's
it.
I want to see. Okay, we're going to talk about Mustafa Ali later on. Mara
Yes,
Sade versus Mustafa Ali one on one has to happen at some point.
at some point
Or
it
sorry,
will.
Not Mara Sade, Jada
Zeta
Stone,
St- Jada Stone.
because
I was going to say
they've
Zeta
always
Steel.
gotten around to each other in tag matches, but they've never just like let TNA do what nobody else does right now and just give us that match without all the extras. And I
Yes,
realize at this point that I'm referring to what's his name, Trey Miguel, as an extra, which I'm not really doing, but there's a weird, unique match chemistry between Mustafa Ali and Jada Stone that I want to see at
yeah.
some point. The other side of the
No
coin,
bells and whistles extras.
the more positive side of the coin is if they create a whole other women's division, because right now they have the Knockouts division and the Knockouts tag division. Both of them are kind of floundering right now because either the people that were at the top of it got sucked up by AEW, got sucked up by WWE, or got sucked up by cancel culture. We don't want to see anybody get drafted to cancel culture. That's why we have Trey. That's why we
Yeah,
have Tessa.
exactly.
Don't worry about it. It's
That's the
fine.
positive of TNA too. So that's why in that breath you're like, go TNA, and then on the other side you're like, damn it, they make it so hard to
Yeah.
like them.
But what I'm thinking is, if I'm right, if it is, I'm really speaking this into existence out of nowhere, or into somewhere. Um,
Mm.
but if it is, if you create another whole division within your women's division, that has to be the catalyst, not Jay White, but the catalyst
Yeah.
of like stacking up your women's division again. Pick up the ones that I know some of them are signed in other places and all that, but try to pick up a Gigi Dolan, try to pick up a Shotzi Blackheart, try to pick up, I don't know who else is floating around out there. What's her name, Dakota Kai, or they're calling her Charlie now or something like that. I know there's concerns about like her being injury prone and all that kind of thing, and that's a conversation to have.
Yeah.
But at this point, like she's a name, people know her, people really love her that have followed her story of getting like fucked up so many times. Nixon Newell and plus one there that basically
Yeah.
walked out of AEW. Points for that. You could have the two of them, you could have them as a tag team, bolster
Yes.
the tag team division. There's a big part of me that wishes they hadn't split up Danny Luna and Jody Threat, because as a tag team, they could at least say, "Hey, here's a tag team." But yeah,
It's
we
Miranda Alize was her name. Is her
yes,
name. Tegan Knox's
yeah.
Nixon Newell's
I'm not
girlfriend.
making fun. I just
No,
wasn't
no, but I
familiar
couldn't remember it
until I heard
either. I had to look it
until
up.
I
So
said, "Hey, if you walk out on AEW, you're a-okay with me."
you earned it.
We touched on it. We touched on it accidentally there, kind of briefly. The Danny Luna thing is a huge loss.
Yes.
Um,
That sucks. It definitely
it's a bummer.
sucks.
It really is a bummer. It looked like they were jacking her up to be the next person.
I just think she
Um,
felt like that was not the case. I think she felt
yeah.
like they didn't respect her enough to do that. And
Here's the thing. I don't think they were using her to her fullest extent. And I want to split this argument between Danny Luna herself and people that are using the Danny Luna story just to like shit on TNA. Well, of course she left. Like they should have made her champion by now. Here's the problem with that logic. I agree. I think she should be champion. I think she should have been the one to unseat Ariana Grace. As much respect as I have for Lei Ying Li, who we're going to
Yes.
talk about later on, Danny Luna was in that zone. Like, she locked into this doomsday character that she was doing. She was fucking people up pretty believably. She was. I compared her a lot to Chris Statlander, and in the way that I like both of them. I like how they are in the ring. With all due respect to Chris Statlander, Danny Luna is a Chris Statlander that I believe in a little bit more.
Yes.
Like, she's radiating through the screen a little bit more. No shade on Chris Statlander. I think she's amazing as well. I would love it if we were able to bring her over to TNA or WWE. I
Oh,
say we like I
absolutely.
work there. Jesus Christ. But it's a bummer. It's a bummer. And I hope it's not, everybody thinks it's because she wasn't happy with her booking or whatever. I really hope it wasn't because anything else unfortunate happened. We don't need any more wrestling. We don't need any more wrestling scandals, and we don't need any more wrestling sad stories either. My message to those people that are out there, they're like, oh yeah, she stood her ground and left because they wouldn't make her champion. If every person
Yeah.
on your roster says, give me a belt or I'm leaving, you're going to have a roster that's exactly as many belts as you have.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that like she doesn't deserve it, but that mentality doesn't work.
And look at what happened with how everything played out for Mercedes. All of that buildup, all of that, fanfare, and she loses the belts. She's lost them all, and it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
Especially when she's vacating some of them. Oh, there was
No, but she couldn't make it to some, so she has to vacate them. And then others, she went ahead.
Is that true though?
Yes, because she couldn't go overseas for some of the. She actually, for as far as what they've said, it makes logical sense for this. And I wouldn't blindly defend her. So I'm telling you, yes,
No.
the research shows
I'm
so
just
far.
thinking yes, she said a story. The company backed her story and was very apologetic publicly, which of course they would be because they want somebody to come back someday eventually. So they're gonna tell all the good. I'm not saying I know what happened. I'm just saying I heard she wasn't gonna vacate any belts.
Yeah.
And she did.
And
And
she
we didn't see
did.
her lose
Yeah.
anything. And
And on
it's
top
not
of
like
it, she didn't just vacate some of them either. Like, it was like a no-show in a way. And hey, I know shit happens, but
here's the
that's
thing, right?
not a good look,
And I don't want people to think I'm like pulling a Drewski here, like drooling over the morning of Erica Kirk or anything like that. I'm
No,
not
certainly
just
not.
saying show me bad shit for bad shit. It's like, Drewski's a piece of shit, by the way. Anybody who wants to argue with me, come argue with me.
Yeah.
Didn't know who that friggin' burnt Peter Griffin was until he decided to be super fucking racist. And yes, both sides can be super fucking racist.
And he's done
Anyways,
a lot of that shit before, so.
didn't mean to divert onto that. I apologize.
No, but
But here's my thing. I'm not asking for suffering's sake, even in a fiction, right? I'm saying you carried or you had other like manservants carry all these 14 belts onto Dynamite with you every week because you're an insufferable little cunt. So whether we like it or not, those 18 or 20 unnamed, unknown belts you tried to call the Owen tournament trophy belt an actual
yeah.
title, which is really
That's
lame.
one of the ones she still has too,
Well, because
Womp
she's not going to
womp.
lose it. Well, they're going to have you not? Oh, you haven't seen? Well, I got to hold on to at least one. They're going to have to make a new one next year.
Yes.
They're going to have to make a new one next year.
Yeah.
But here's my point. Here is my point. You've made those belts by bringing them onto Dynamite for whatever. Oh, it's good exposure for the companies. Yeah, okay, you stole their toys. Ask TNA how much value they got out of Kenny Omega. And I like Kenny Omega. I've turned around on Kenny Omega. This isn't a shot at Kenny Omega. But ask anybody that was involved in TNA at the time how much they benefited from Kenny Omega swooping in, taking their belts and carrying them around Dynamite for a bit. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a thing. It's
No.
not a thing. But here's the thing. If I want to give it credit, and I really don't, but if I want to give it credit, I can't believe I'm spiraling on this again. If you want to give it credit, those 14 belts now exist in AEW canon because she was portrayed as this person, the belt collector. Look at all these belts and da 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 da, and all this and all that, right? And when she comes back, we're gonna hear about how she's suddenly a baby face and how she suffered this terrible downfall in this string of bad luck. And it's Mercedes. If you lose one match, you're in bad luck, right? If you want to sell me on she's so great because she's got these titles that are now recognized by AEW, and if you want to sell me on this huge downfall, look at how much loss she's suffered, then get a video camera, put it on Wednesday night, and show me those fucking losses. And they won't, because she's too good at giving sloppy top to TK.
Yeah, there's something
It
there
is
to
what it is. Fuck Mercedes Moné. You
notice how she's not on the card in any shape or form, though, here.
But you notice how she's always in the conversation. It's much like, okay, this is not a dig at Bianca Belair, but it's the same with the WrestleMania card. The thing we talked about last week, the people that were legitimately on social media saying, well, if Bianca Belair is not cleared for WrestleMania, I don't even know why we're bothering. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I get it. You want to see Bianca Belair versus Jade, because that story hasn't gone on for like 3 years at this point. But I'm sorry, a bigger, literally and metaphorically, star is in that spot. And let's be real, if Bianca Belair wasn't injured, Rhea Ripley wouldn't have a shot of being in that spot. And it's not because she's not a star.
Yeah.
Moving swiftly on.
You're spot on. Yeah. Continue, sir. How do I rebuttal against that? That's a slam dunk.
You can always tell me if you think I'm full of shit, but I think we agree on this one.
No, we do. Hands down, thumbs up.
If you think Jake and I agree on everything, tune in next week for the WrestleMania preview. There's a lot we don't agree on.
Absolutely.
There's a spoiler for you. Okay, let's get into the card.
Time.
What I love about this card, and I said it to you offline, there's a trend going through this entire card, and it's sort of like it stitches up the card in a way that doesn't necessarily need to exist, but it's kind of cool to see how it unfolds over the night, because you kind of get the idea that one match might feed into the next match, might feed into the next match.
Yeah.
And it's the idea that there's this loose alliance between Order 4 and the new system.
Never loose.
They've all got themselves into title situations, prominent spots. So, like I say, title situations at some point. Between the two of them, if we want to treat them like one group, the System 4 is all over this card, other than 2 matches. But I'm going to start off with the first 2 matches that were announced at the last pay-per-view, where we said, holy shit, they're starting off hot.
Yeah.
The system in this case being represented by Cedric Alexander, going for the X Division Championship, which means we're getting Cedric Alexander versus Leon Slater.
Yeah. This is going to be great. We know that, obviously.
This better be first or second last. Those are the only 2 spots this match belongs in.
Yeah, this is going to be first, I feel like. Leon Slater's great at opening, and Cedric and him have enough history where that also has a great personal touch to it. Leon's going to retain. He's not losing that belt yet. He's on a nuclear level streak here. And no offense to Cedric, but if he's going to drop it, he's either going to make somebody or somebody's going to break him. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be pivotal, hopefully. I don't see him just dropping it to someone like Cedric. I hope he
goes option C. I hope he goes option C. And you just get at some maybe Slammiversary, but you just get Leon Slater, Mike Santana. They can both stay face. The heel involvement can be everybody else that tries to fuck with the match because they want the match and blah, blah, blah. Unless it's a matter of like all 8 members of both groups come and absolutely fuck his shit up, Leon's retaining this, man. Like, It is what it is.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fantastic, though. It is this and one other match that we're going to get to shortly are the showcase of what TNA is. When TNA is firing on all cylinders, when TNA is not pulling a lull TNA. This one and the International Championship match are the 2 examples of, like, come watch TNA. This is what we're actually doing. Never mind some of the silly stuff week to week that is hit or miss sometimes, to say the least. There's no mention on here, but a little bit of a side note. I want to see where the Rosemary stuff is at because we've seen Crazy Steve, we've seen Raven, we've seen I think we saw Sinister Minister at some point.
I believe so.
Havoc is back. Um, she ran into Johnny Swinger for some reason. That was weird. Um, you mentioned it last time. I don't know if I see it happening just yet, but I'm all up for an Abyss cameo
Yeah,
if we're teasing the reemergence of Decay.
knowing that it's possible
The
now because he
the
just did
ongoing
it.
story that she may be recruiting Mara Sade is interesting. This is all unless they like totally turn this up on its head last week on Impact and I just didn't see it. So again, guys, caveat, I haven't watched last week's Impact. So if I'm totally wrong, you can listen and laugh. If you're listening in the chat right now, you can type and laugh and all that kind of thing. But I think we're in agreement here. Unless something catastrophic happens, Leon Slater retains.
Yeah, I agree. Unless it's
Yeah.
something massive.
Okay, I just said that was a good example of what happens when TNA is firing on all cylinders. And then I kind of put my hands up in the air and say, is this something? Is this anything? It's Frankie Kazarian and Elijah. Okay.
I wish I could care. That's a
I
big part of my problem with TNA right now. A lot of the stuff I cared a lot about, they damaged pretty badly. And then the things I don't give a shit about, they really dedicate way too much time to in the sense of like the silly stuff.
yeah.
A lot of those things goes on forever when you don't get enough
Well,
time with the
the
really good
the unfair
matches.
thing about that as well is if it's something you don't care about, it always feels like it goes on forever. When
Very
you look back
true,
at it,
but
it could
they're
have been like one
also
thing. I'm
giving the
saying myself
comedy
as well.
segments, yeah, 20 extra minutes sometimes it seems like, and it's like, "Oh, dear
I
God."
want to see because they've got the crossover with WWE. I'm always going to lean on that a little bit for fun possibilities.
Yes.
I want to see an interaction or like a backstage segment or something with Hometown Man and Danhausen.
Oh, yes. I
Homehausen.
mean, he has the biggest, sale currently for a new star, and he's breaking all
Oh, I
these
bet he does.
records with merch, and
Yeah.
it's just awesome, that's really what it all comes down to. He's got this great thing going on, and he's having a great time, and that's all that
It's good,
needs to
man.
be. Yeah.
And the people that are getting mad about it, all you have to do is like hit when you see people writing about like, oh my god, I can't believe they're wasting so much time on this. Literally, my response is like, bro, it's in a commercial break. You had to choose to watch that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like, I mean, if it starts like, I mean, there's some fun stuff, and like the people that he's interacting with are like on that fun stuff level. Like we said, like the Kit Wilson stuff, the Miz stuff, the stuff with the referee getting an arm cramp and whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Silly, but
it
funny.
fucked up the match, but like, is it a match that's worth being upset about being fucked up? Is my roundabout way of saying that. If it does come along and start affecting some more legitimate stuff, then yes, it's a different conversation to have, but I don't think we're gonna do that. It's
If
like
that's why Finn Balor's turnbuckle fell, or things of that nature, then we got a problem, but
Balorhouse, Demonhausen,
and we know the demon's
Demon.
back.
That would be really really funny. I'm not gonna lie.
We do know
Um,
he is back.
yes, yes, they told us in a graphic on ESPN.
Ah, well, you saw his
Like,
eyes go black in that promo,
yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like people
but
out
I
there, oh my
missed
god,
that during the initial airing,
yeah.
so
But the people that are like, "Oh my god, they spoiled it in a video,"
ESPN,
or sorry,
yeah.
they spoiled it in a graphic. I'm like, "No, you didn't watch Raw. That's what happened there."
Yep,
But
and they
and it's
they
like and it's fine. Like if you watch something and you miss something, like cool. Like half the time they do that stuff where there's like a backstage segment and then there's people talking in the background. Half the time I catch it, half the time I don't, but that's
yeah,
half
most
the
people
fun.
don't catch it, and even when you're looking for it.
Okay. So, here's my problem with this match, right?
Yes.
I like Kaz, and it's I don't want to say it's nostalgia because he's still very much an active guy, but like it's walking, talking nostalgia a little bit for like how much I've always thought Kazarian was. Whenever everybody would talk about TNA in the X division, and you always heard about like Joe Styles and Daniels, and I'm like, Kazarian's right there.
Yeah.
So I've always got a little bit of a like I'm always a little bit on Kazarian's side.
Yeah, how
So
could you forget
and he
about him kinda thing?
yeah, and he plays a dickhead so well. So there's that part of me that wants him to win. And I like Elijah and what he like shed the gimmick and like get even put the gimmick aside. Like bell to bell, Elijah's fun to watch, but I don't need him to win for me to enjoy what he's doing.
No, absolutely.
So, and there's no stakes really. So
No,
it's like
none.
I want Kazarian to win only because I don't care if Elijah loses. So it's very
Okay.
meh. It's very meh. If
That's
we
my
find out
thing. I
if
don't
we
care
find out
about
by
either
Saturday
guy.
that yeah, if we find out by Saturday that this has been moved to the kickoff, it won't be
It wouldn't
anything.
hurt my feelings. No, I just
We're
don't
gonna
give
have a
a
lot
crap
of
about
talk.
either guy right now. That's
We're gonna
the
have a lot of
worst
talk
part.
next week about what's on kickoffs and what's not on kickoffs. And hey,
Hmm.
WWE, us up here in Canada, can we watch the kickoff? Like, is that okay? Is that a thing? Looking at you, stand and
Uh,
deliver, oi oi oi.
we'll see. Because as of right now, it's murky at best.
Shout out to Big Nick for giving me a crash course on how to use a VPN.
Yeah.
Good
See?
times all around. Now,
What a guy.
something that may or may not surprise you. I do not know who Bernard Joseph Cosser Jr. is.
Hmm. Because I don't know
Apparently,
either.
apparently he's a football player, but he's going to be
Yes.
in Nick Nemeth's corner.
Beats the hell
But
out of me.
Nick Nemeth's taking on AJ Francis because AJ Francis was revealed as the one that attacked him in the locker room a couple weeks ago, a la Tony Storm, but not
Yes.
as good. I think, but looking at the guys, I don't know why the football guys, and I really don't. This is me showing my lack of attention. Nick Nemeth and AJ Francis, this has the potential to be a lot of fun. Because if this is Nick Nemeth, he's the one that got attacked, and now he's going to play babyface. He's going to play like when he first came to TNA, when he was like the upright, happy to be here. Let's go have a good match. Let's raise the place up, and kind of like the cheerleader type of role that Seth Rollins is accused of playing sometimes. If he's doing
Yeah.
that, then fine. But AJ Francis and Nick Nemeth in a straight up who can be the bigger dickhead match has a lot of potential.
Absolutely.
Because Nick Nemeth always makes everybody look good. If we even talk now, like in AEW, in NXT, in WWE, who's playing the Ziggler role, that doesn't become a thing if Nick Nemeth isn't as good at putting people over and making everybody look great as he is. And AJ Francis is just perpetually underrated at this point. The
No,
guy
you're
has
totally right.
no the guy is a athletic super heavyweight Miz. He has no problem making himself look like a doofus.
At all.
He's way more athletic than people give him credit for. And I've met the guy at Destiny. Yes, check it off your Spaz Phoenix bucket list. It's fine.
Yeah.
Dude is even more massive in person than he appears on TV, and I mean that in the most complimentary way possible. Because he'd throw me in the overhead compartment if he thought I was being disrespectful. Um, what's the Adam Nicholas line? He chuck me around like an empty tracksuit. Maybe fold my clothes with me still in them.
Yes.
This is going to be a lot of okay. This is the good version of I don't care who wins because this is going to be really fun, man.
It
If
is
Nick's
gonna be
gone 3
fun.
because Nick, even when he was Ziggler in WWE, as a babyface, he's kind of meh. But I think in TNA, what we said about a lot of the NXT guys, he found a babyface character that still kept the sarcasm.
Yes.
And I'm a good guy, even if he is playing a babyface. I'm a good guy, but if you want to play the bad guy game, we can still do that.
Which works perfectly.
Uh,
Yeah, between the movie
if I got to pick
references and
one,
your bucket list, that is indeed on the list, and I'm with you here. I just want to be entertained. That's really what it comes down to.
if I got to pick, I'm going to go AJ just
Yeah.
because I think this one might go more than one. If there's a big attack angle, you're upping the ante on like what kind of personal feud it is. Makes me think they're going to go more than one round.
Yeah.
So AJ wins the first one, Nick wins the next two, or maybe they tie it up or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going AJ.
I'm
You?
with you. And not to line up with you, but that's really what I was thinking. It just so happens to be like that lined up perfectly.
All right. Our buddy, the retribution of Trey Miguel continues
Yes.
in what has to be a fucking fantastic match. Trey Miguel
I
versus Mustafa
am
Ali
super excited for this one. I bet you can't guess why, but yeah.
because Jada Stone's gonna get involved and get decked again.
Yes,
I'm a
that
bad
too.
person. I'm a
She's gonna
bad
get
person.
fucked up. But no, I obviously am a huge Mustafa Ali fan. I don't know if he'll ever get to that upper
Oh yeah.
echelon, like the world champ. Maybe an Impact, TNA he could. But I just don't foresee him ever making it back to like WWE and being their world champ. Like that's just not his destiny.
Maybe not.
But he puts on amazing matches continually. He tells a great story in the ring, and Trey Miguel can fucking go. So
I
this
could
is gonna
definitely
be
see him
great.
because he did feud with Santana a couple months ago, and he held up his end story wise, character wise, in ring wise. Obviously, I could see him being the TNA champion, maybe for a short time. I don't know if it's necessarily with this like mock presidential type gimmick that he has right now. I don't know if it's this version of Mustafa Ali that gets all the way up there, but definitely like as a talent who's proven himself pretty much everywhere, he could be a champion right now. Trey Miguel better not lose though,
No, he
because
better
I
not.
love this. I love this story of the redemption of Trey Miguel. Fuck cancel culture.
Yes,
That's it.
anybody
And plus,
should
he was
should
good
beat
too.
him. Mustafa Ali is possibly one of the ones I'd be okay
Oh
with, but
yeah, for
I'm not
sure.
okay with him losing
Not
in
yet.
this match. No, no,
Not yet.
not at all.
Um,
It's not time. It's just
no.
not time yet.
It is one of those things of as well, like we saw how again, like when I was mentioning the Jada Stone thing earlier, these guys have great chemistry. We've been teased with it in tag team matches. I again, I'm gonna go to the Destiny stuff. I had the opportunity to see Mustafa Ali take on one of our best guys in Destiny in El Diablo Gabriel Fuerza. Fucking fantastic match. Got to meet him afterwards. He's a super nice dude. Trey Miguel just returned to Destiny recently. I was actually introduced to Trey Miguel through Destiny
Yeah, see?
before I knew him in TNA or NXT because he was our first it's a defunct title now because now our mid card title is the Destiny New Era title,
Yeah,
but it
but you
used to be
had
yeah, it used to be the Destiny Next Generation Championship. And it was a funny story because he actually went down to a crossover show that they did with Black and Brave
that's
down
right, I remember you
in
telling me that.
Ohio. He won the title there, but they didn't have the belt, so he got presented with the belt after his first title defense here in Mississauga.
So funny
So
how
I got
that
to see him
works.
make a speech about like he'd been through some stuff personally and he had some losses in his family, whatever. He gave really long, really detailed speech, just pouring it
Yeah.
out for the crowd that were there in the Don Koloff. But like, and just after I had just seen him wrestle for the first time as well, and I'm like, how am I not behind this guy? He's like, oh, he said some stuff on Twitter, so we're gonna fuck him in the ass.
Yeah,
No,
exactly. One hell of a coronation, though, to get the belt that much later and still be champ, and
and they
that's pretty
personalized it,
sweet.
which is good. He kind of looks like he could be auditioning for DX, which is never a bad thing. And
No.
I mean, I don't want to wish anything bad on the rest of the Rascals, but what the fuck are they doing right now?
They've been in 6-mans that have turned into 8 or 10-mans that have just been bump fests. They've gone through tables and plunder and all
But
sorts
have
of
they
bullshit.
okay, other than showing up on Dynamite once to job to the Bucks,
Yeah.
have they done anything on Dynamite? I
No.
know they're
No.
colliders or whatever, but
That's what I'm
like,
saying, like, no, they haven't done fuck all the entire
yeah,
time.
it's a concerted effort at this point. You really have to say, like, oh, Speedball is a champion. He's the trios title. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But like Josh Alexander, to be fair, just went in for knee surgery. So now we know why he's not on TV. Why wasn't he on TV the past year other than
Yeah,
in like
what
big like
took so
12-man
long to get
matches
this
stand-
going?
standing behind Don Callis with stupid sunglasses on? And I'm saying this as big mark for Josh Alexander, but like I go back to Athena, Deanna Perrazzo, Taya Valkyrie. I don't actually I
Yeah,
should
as
take
much
Athena
as
out
you
of that.
can.
I should take Athena out of that mix for the point I'm trying to make because right now, in the Big 26, as the kids are saying, it
Mhm.
seems like a specific edict to get people over from TNA and bury them. Ace
Yes.
Austin moved from the Don Callis family to the Bang Bang Gang. Is this something?
It's
Is this anything?
it's almost like a punishment because you sided with side with us right away. So instead,
He debuted
now,
in I think he debuted against Mox, and he just got the shit kicked out of him for a and then it's like, okay, what is he? Okay, he's shown up in he's been on pay-per-view, and then somebody will show you like a battle royal that he was in for 2 minutes. I'm like, that's no.
yeah, and then gets eliminated while they're not even on TV, on camera. It happened when somebody's entrance was going on.
Anyways, I don't wish anything bad on them. I wish they were
No,
still in TNA.
I see
I wish all
Trey
4 of them okay, I'll be
retaining though.
selfish. I'll be selfish. I wish all 4 of them were on NXT. I wish all 4 of them were on Raw or SmackDown. They deserve to be there.
Yeah,
Look, I mean, at least in the beginning, look at how the introduction of the Motor City Machine Guns went.
yeah.
Now they're
For a
doing a
while they
little
were
bit
massive. They're another fuck all tag team, but not their own, getting or
yeah.
doing.
Well, they're in this weird story with Johnny. I think they're putting them in this weird story with Johnny Gargano to say to Johnny Gargano, "Hey, look, we're doing something. Please don't leave and go to Dynamite." And I'm like, if you like, they're gonna just book FTR versus DIY.
Yeah.
Like, tell me you want to be 2014 NXT without telling me you want to be 2014 NXT.
And you could tell
It's
Tony wants to book those matches because he loved those then in secret. He used to be
oh,
very
and
vocal
we
about how
put it
much he loved them. Now he says, they're not shit.
we put a belt on Champa for 1 week so he could call it Sylvie to make fun of calling the NXT title Goldie, and then you took
Goldie.
it off him again.
And
What the
they
fuck are we
literally
doing?
cut it off of him, essentially. Like they
It's
were like,
just
nope, fuck you.
yeah. And now, not that he was ever a TNA guy, but Kyle Fletcher's out, hurt. That sucks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Whatever happened to the Elegance brand?
Elegance Brand has the next match we're about to talk about.
Really? That's
Yes.
amazing. Oh, the timing.
As if you're not looking at the wiki page.
No.
Uh, oh, okay.
Nostradamus over here.
Thought you were trying to give me a segue.
I
No,
was.
the Elegance Brand. Okay, fantastic. I was like, you're just taking advantage of me because I'm tired.
That's
Remember the lube this
right.
time.
Ooh.
Elegance Brand in a 6-woman hardcore country match against Mickey James, ODB, and Taryn Terrell.
All I can
It's
never
right there.
picture is the Vegas thing where her versus Maki Ito, where she took the mic and did the hardcore country. Like she started singing in the middle of the match and Maki Ito danced, and it was voted the worst of like many people's top worst matches of the year. So it was horrible. So that's always like what's left in my mind with her, unfortunately. And she's done so many better things. So I hope this wins
Here's
me
the thing.
back over with Nikki.
I've had really mixed opinions of Mickey James over some of those things have been on-screen things, some of those things have been shall we say, like, advocacy things, like, not
Yes.
advocating for things that I don't agree with, like, you're sticking up for the ladies, you're sticking up for the women's division, whatever, but her advocacy usually came with accusation, and I'm like, "That's not how you get where you're going." So it's one of those, like, she's an incredible impact player in
Yes.
the progression of where women's wrestling is right now. I think that's a fair way to put it. Nobody can
Absolutely.
deny
But it
it.
got her to where she wanted to be
It
when
got her
she
it got her
needed
to
to
where she
use
wanted
it.
to be, and yeah, I mean, obviously, if you participate in getting anything to that degree, you should also be reaping the benefits of that. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
She's done story like, in TNA and in WWE, she was in storylines that I didn't care for, but how much of that was her, how much of it was them?
Yes.
As I
As we
say,
know.
outside of wrestling, if we sat down and had a conversation, there's probably a lot we don't agree on. So I'm very mixed on Mickey James. I'm not mixed on how she's going to participate in this match in the later stages of her career. I mean, she's already in the TNA Hall of Fame, so I think this might be a one and done. It might be a little bit of a nostalgia party, which is fine because they're not telling you it's anything else. I don't mind that. But I think in the later stages of her career, she's been about putting over a lot of other people and motivating a lot of other people. Very much in the same way Gail Kim was until she had her falling out with TNA. But I say that in the highest regard. ODB is just fun. And I don't have much to say about Taryn Terrell. She's a third member. She's making up the numbers a little bit. But I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
she's
to
just another one that's just kind of there again. She's just
yeah.
there.
And I mean, cool.
Not in a
You get a
bad
cameo.
way.
You get a cameo,
Yeah.
you get a night back in the ring, you get a night back in front of fans, you're getting a payday at the end of the day, not to be crass about it.
Yeah.
Just because of what kind of like the way the Elegance brand gimmick is, I'm most looking forward to them interacting with ODB because she's so opposite of that.
Yes.
But
She's
she's
so
not the captain. Yeah, but she's
anti-diva-esque,
not the
yeah.
captain of the team. Like ODB and Terrence Harrell are the two that have come to back up Mickey James. It's the Mickey James story. So the fact that I'm more focused on a side character is a booking problem, if nothing else. But I think on the night, the match is going to be incredibly fun. I think you're going to get like not maybe not exactly this, but something like this, like ODB just came from the bar and she was chewing some tobacco, and she dumps the spittoon over one of them, and they're like extra animatedly horrified by it. ODB is going to beat the shit out of Iceman, and it's going to be fun because he's really good at getting his ass kicked.
That he is, and
Uh,
good indeed.
he's managing Jax Williams in Destiny now. Check it out for Spaz
How
TV.
crazy is that,
It's
you
really
know?
good.
What a blast
Yeah,
from the
I don't
past that is.
I don't know. There's other stories floating around about him and how he's interacted with various wrestlers, and I don't know how true they are. I don't want to take away anybody's story. I want everybody to be okay, all those caveats and whatever. But I've interacted enough with the guy, and he's always been super nice with me. And that's like, to be fair, that's all I can really speak on. And I find him
Yes.
incredibly entertaining. So,
And also
I don't know.
water's wet, so, I mean, there's always that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the hardcore country match. I'm pretty damn sure the veteran team is going to win. And
Yeah.
I expect fun. I don't expect a 5-star classic. I don't expect 10 stars in the Tokyo Dome, brother.
No, no
Uh,
one's assuming that, but I
but
think
it's not the match that's supposed to be that either. And this is and again something that's being lost with a
I'm
lot of
going with the
people.
opposite. I think the heels are gonna win this.
Ah,
I think it's gonna be the other way around this time, and,
okay.
we'll see some of that happening instead.
If they're going ahead with one more singles match between Mickey James and Ash, then yeah, the team gets the win, and then all the sidekicks go away, and then the one-on-one victory, I guess, goes to Mickey. It's away from the title. Um, it ultimately can just have a happy ending for the veteran.
Yeah.
If that's not right, then it is what it is. And at the very least, maybe somebody kicks Iceman in the dick, or
Yeah.
Mr. Elegance, who looks like Jack Perry if Jack Perry was a wrestler.
It does work
What are we doing?
if he was a wrestler, that's the key, though.
Okay. Okay. Here's another one.
Yes.
It's another meh for me.
Uh-oh.
Another guy that's coming to Destiny soon to challenge Tarek for the Destiny World Championship. Special Agent Zero. He's taking on
Mm.
Moose.
This
Moose
is
used to
2 for
be the
2 for
leader.
matches that does nothing for me at all.
Yeah, Moose used to be the leader of the biggest faction in the company, and now he's facing one of Mustafa Ali's security guards. I Because of the way the night is going, because they've got Order 4 and the system working together, and because Moose is facing somebody from Order 4, I think this is the night that Alicia turns on him and makes him look like the biggest idiot in the world to
Yeah,
say, "Yes,
like,
I was actually on the side of the team that has my husband on it."
yeah, duh. And this
Yeah.
has been brewing for how long now? Literally,
Because
figuratively,
here's the
all
thing
of
though,
it?
like, it's an awkward one though, because I like Moose. He's more of an attraction than a wrestler, and I know how that
Okay.
comes off.
But this
Um,
also paints him in a really stupid light, and that's a
it
big
it does.
problem.
It paints him in a stupid light, and he's losing to a goofball, and he's losing to a separate opponent's wife, and it's all dumb, right? This is where we say it's a good thing we have Slater and Alexander. It's a good thing we have Trey Miguel and Mustafa Ali, because then TNA gonna TNA. Um,
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, if Moose doesn't have a faction to lead, and if Moose isn't in the world title picture, it kind of feels like there's nothing to do for him to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
He
you're not
doesn't he
wrong.
doesn't look he's a big enough star and a big enough like physical presence and imposing guy that to have him go for the mid card, like when he held the X Division title, it was the weirdest thing ever. Really cool
Yeah, it
moment
was
for
pretty
Leon Slater,
bizarre.
because the X Division isn't about. It's not about weight limits. It's about no limits. Samoa Joe held it, and Josh Alexander held it. I was about to say Cedric Alexander, wrong Alexander. Salt, not pepper. Anyways, moving
Yes.
swiftly on.
Close
And I
enough.
get that, but it was still weird to see Moose, not because he didn't fit the X Division, but because it was a mid card title. It would be the equivalent would be, and I don't care how this sounds, the equivalent would be
Darby
Obafemi going.
Allin as a sumo champ?
No, it would be Obafemi going for the US title. If
Yes.
Obafemi answered Sami Zayn's US Open challenge, like, you know what? It
That
just
would be a
doesn't work.
sight to
He's got
see.
the presentation and the presence and all that thing. And it's not even like the way he speaks or interacts with people, because I don't think he's a great promo,
No.
but he doesn't need to be.
Exactly.
Again, Destiny, check it off your Spaz Phoenix bucket list. It's fine. I watched him put hardcore Channing Decker through a door. It was fun.
It's on the list. I'm telling you.
Um, Agent Zero's winning, and I hate saying that. I'm cringing as I say it, but he
He is.
is.
No, he is. There's no doubt about it.
I don't find him that interesting. Like, the good hands are the good hands. They're good stooges, but like, it's one of those Ollie's there. The stooges come to help him. If that's not enough, they bring in Agent Zero, and he's supposed to be like the final boss of like the stooges. And
Yes.
it's
I
like,
enjoy him immensely, and Agent Zero, that is.
yeah,
He does, the special agent role very well. The problem is, like you said, is giving a
the whole
damn
the
for the
whole
rest of it.
special agent role is like, don't have a personality.
Yes.
He's
It's
like,
interesting, but it's not great for wrestling.
I hate to say it because I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but he's kind of like less interesting test,
Yeah. No,
which
you're
is
on something
unfortunate.
there.
Now we'll get the spectacle on the night of like tall guy facing guy that tries to be as tall guy,
Yeah.
but like Moose should fold him in half. Like, what are we doing
Very
here?
easily. Yes. Single-handedly.
So it's not going to be that. So there's going to be a story, and any story we pull out of this is dumb. And I'm
Yeah,
trying to stand up for TNA here.
it's
Like,
not feeling too
legitimately, I'm not
great.
doing the whole stand up for WWE thing, but like, I'm trying to stand up for TNA thing because when it's good, it's really good.
Yeah, and
But we don't need
when it
this.
does have our interest, it's you can't get enough of it. Like when the Santana story was firing on all cylinders, and we were like, "Oh shit, this is happening.
Mhm.
I am all about this. Let's keep making this go." And then all of a sudden, it was like, "Oh,
But here's the
you're
thing, though.
stopping already."
It's not like here, and here's where we get into WWE cards are too short, AEW cards are too long, TNA cards are usually somewhere in the middle. It's
Hmm.
not like this card is missing anything.
No.
The two meh matches that we've talked about on this card, Moose and Agent Zero and Frankie and Elijah, you could take these out of the card, shorten it a little bit, and the card is better.
Yes,
I know I'm the guy that wants
it'd
every
be
single thing
stronger.
of
In any event,
yeah,
it would be a stronger card, no doubt.
and I'm the guy that says, "I don't care, have WrestleMania go to 2 in the morning if you want."
Hmm.
But I'm sorry, with all due respect to TNA, there's nothing else out there that's WrestleMania. Oh, it's All In. Okay, All In. No.
Yeah, no, you're not.
WrestleMania has sold a combined 81,000 something tickets. All In has like 20 something.
Yes, at this point in time,
Oh, you can't combine the tickets. Yes, you can if people have to buy 2 tickets.
you
Fuck
absolutely
off.
can.
2
Fucking
is 2, 1 is
ignoramus.
1.
Yeah.
2 is 2, 1 is 1.
People, they just don't get it.
Oh, WWE resorts to all kinds of things to up their ticket sales. Well, they didn't resort to anti-Semitism, Tony. Moving
Did they
swiftly,
now?
swiftly on.
Oops,
Ariana
didn't bring that
Grace
up.
with Channing Stacks Lorenzo in her corner, taking on Lei Ying Lee. I'm going to get it right, I swear. And Zaya Brookside. This is going to be a lot of fun. Ariana Grace, I will say it now and I will say it forever. Ariana Grace is incredibly underrated as a wrestler. Channing
Yes.
Stacks Lorenzo is
Fun.
finding his like, he was already a confident guy, but he's getting more and more comfortable in his skin the more this birthright thing goes. I don't Here's the thing, this is where I have to kind of cross over into NXT territory a little bit. I don't know if I like the birthright or not, but they're definitely doing something.
Yes.
and
It's
something is
not a
better
total
than nothing.
miss.
It's
Exactly.
not, but it's not even just like, they're all second generation stars, just throw them in a faction. It's not, they're a bunch of characters, like, let's have them in a ragtag group. Like, they are finding a synergy as a group.
Yes. Things are
And
working.
everybody's like, "Oh, their entrance is, like, way over the top and be that." I'm like, "So you mean they're arrogant heels? Thanks for coming. This has been Wrestling
Exactly. They're
101."
doing what they're supposed to be doing. Really?
That's your complaint.
That's your complaint, huh? That's the hill
That's
you
your
came to die on. Wow. And you're like, really? That's what we're arguing about now. Really? Okay. That's what it feels like. And sad as it may be, that's what the arguments come down to at this
Mhm.
point. I'm right because I feel right. You're wrong because I said it feels wrong. And it's like, oh, okay. Like that's sure. I'll be right on feeling wrong. Go ahead.
Your Honor, may I show Exhibit 1? Okay, here we go. Now show us on the doll where the birthright hurt your feelings.
Yes, thank you. Where did it touch you and
Um,
why did you not buy ice cream first? It's like, come on.
oh, why does the ice cream taste funny?
No.
This is okay, this isn't gonna be like our stand and deliver review where we just, like, lost our breath laughing for, like, 2 minutes
Yes.
straight. Um, Here's my thing. TNA need to pick their next big name, and their next big name is going to be the one that takes that title off Ariana Grace and does the whole, "Hey, I'm the one that brought the title back to TNA." They've done it a couple of times. They did it with Ash by Elegance. They did it with Mike Santana. They did it with who else did it? Uh, there's somebody I'm forgetting.
Yes. I can't think
The
right
Hardys
now.
had the Hardys had
Yeah.
the NXT titles for 5 seconds. It was fine. Don't worry about it.
Longer than
Um,
that. It was like 10 seconds.
there you go. Good enough. Problem is, as you go down the line, oh, it's definitely going to be Masha. Oh, it's definitely going to be Killer. Oh,
No.
it's definitely going to be Danny. No,
No.
the
Repeatedly.
only thing they have, here's the thing, and I have nothing against Lei Ying Lee. I think she's fantastic. I think WWE incredibly misused her. NXT incredibly misused her. SmackDown turned her into a cartoon character, which was terrible. Xia Brookside is lovable, happy, Snow White, babyface. Everybody loves her, but I think they're finally going to go the pull cord in case of emergency option.
Yeah.
I don't think that title leaves Ariana Grace until she faces Tessa.
Yeah, because really, what else are you going to do at this point? It needs to happen that way. So I don't think you're wrong in that regard. They've got to
Because the
do
thing is,
something.
I wanna say Mara Sade because she's awesome as well, but she's taken such a detour into doing the intergender matches, which have been a lot of fun,
Yes.
but it's sort of like a half step away from being in the division, which is the
Yeah, it's
downside.
you're not quite.
Um, so either Tessa takes it off of Ariana, which I mean, they're the 2 biggest bitches in the 2 respective companies, if you wanna look at it that way, because Jason
Yeah.
Jane's going to the main roster soon. So either that happens or you crown Mara Sade at Slammiversary, and she's got 5 seconds to celebrate before she gets attacked by Tessa, and then you run Mara Sade and Tessa Blanchard going forward, and TNA says, "This is our women's division now."
Yeah.
But they have to they hired her back. They pushed back on the cancel culture. They hired her back. They have to pull the cord at some point
They haven't done
because,
much with her at all. Yeah.
well, this is the thing. They're gun shy about it. And it's stupid and it's the shitty world we live in, but I get it, right? I get why, because it's not just all like fans think she's bad or whatever. Like people outside of wrestling have heard of her and oh, it's previously decided this is a bad person, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
That's all there is to it.
Uh, but it's one of those, it's an awkward thing because Tessa Blanchard is a star. Whether you like her or not, whether I agree with everything she's done or not, which I don't, by the way, um, you hired a star.
Yes.
And every time you lose somebody, it becomes more and more and more obvious that she's the biggest star in your company or in your division, I should say.
Yeah.
And the more that becomes true and the more you don't
The
belt
more
her,
dependent you are on her, the more it shows.
I don't even think it's like, because you said like they're not using her that much, so they're not even really depending on her. They are
That's
using
true.
they're
That's the wrong word,
they are
but
you they are using the rest of the roster, but she is the biggest
yes.
star. It becomes,
Holding on to, I guess you would say then,
yeah,
like, yeah.
holding in reserve to like, is it okay? It's like,
Less
oh, this is a
dependable and
shame.
more just like in reserves, yeah.
Yeah, it's the whole what WWE is doing right now with all the Vince art. It's like, okay, send somebody out there and to make a veiled reference to Vince.
Yeah, we
If the
didn't
world,
really say his name, we just
if
hinted at
if
it.
yeah, if the internet doesn't explode, maybe we can do it again.
Hmm.
They're doing that with Tessa, and like at the end of the day, I don't. If everything that she's been accused of is true, which we don't know if it is or not, not good, right?
No,
But
not at all.
either shun her completely, which I'm not advocating for, or take the road that you've taken, hire her back, do the if you want to make it a feel good story, like any bad person can be redeemed at some point, then give them the chance to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Or
It's
else, how
it's
else does it get done?
I hate
Because
I hate to use an old cliche, but it is shit or get off the pot time,
yeah,
because all the other people that you could have put in that position instead of her,
have been
yeah,
in a holding pattern doing nothing this whole time.
Mickey's not going to do it anymore. She's
Yeah.
at a different part of her career, and good for her. For better or for worse, Taya and Deonna Purrazzo and Jordan Grace have all shuffled off this TNA coil. Masha Slamovich is in Canceltown.
Yeah.
Killer Kelly, I have no idea where Killer Kelly is. I miss Killer
No.
Kelly. I miss MK Ultra as a tag team.
And
But
Masha deserves what she's getting, they proved a lot of that against her, but
yeah,
it wasn't until it was definitive. It wasn't believe all victims with him. It wasn't, so it took a lot to
yeah,
get there too. And people
which is
act
also
like,
kind
"Oh,
of good.
she was always vilified." And it was like,
Yeah.
"No." It was a whole strong woman argument at first.
Yeah, it was an awkward conversation because on the one side of the coin, hey, we actually had to admit that guys are victims too, which is a very important thing to break. But it doesn't mean you go back on the other side of, hey, if somebody's made an accusation, let's make sure it's actually true.
Yeah.
Like two things can be true. But as I say, much like Tessa, not defending anything that Masha may have done, but that's a big name out of your roster.
Yes.
She was
Massive.
the one that she was the one that got the torch handed to her. It went basically Deonna, Jordan, Masha.
Mhm.
You know,
I guess that's
Brock
what I
Lesnar.
meant by dependable.
Brock,
It's like yield
yeah,
dependable because she was always gonna be a big name for them. So if they were in a pickle, they could pull her name out of the hat
yeah.
and be like, "Okay, well, we know we always have her to fall back on."
Here's the thing:
And
Brock Lesnar beat the streak. He had that
yes.
torch passed over to him, right?
Mhm.
I don't care what you think Brock Lesnar may or may not have done. When Obafemi beats, and he will, people don't be stupid. Obafemi is going to beat Brock Lesnar. And whatever you think of Brock Lesnar, he's still beating the guy that beat the streak.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't go away.
No, that's,
So am
forever.
I saying, am I shitting on TNA for getting rid of Masha in these
No.
circumstances? No. But they may have
You can't
tried
run
to
from
see
the accolade
some
ever
had,
forever.
had somebody in reserve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a messy spot to be in. So I would say until they bring Mara Sade into the title picture or pull the Tessa cord, I think Ariana Grace firmly keeps a grasp on that title,
Yeah, because
because
like you said, they
the
were
only
very narrow-minded at that point in time and only focusing on one female and one male at a time,
Mhm.
essentially.
Yeah. But because the other thing about it is too is the more people get, and this is like mixing kayfabe and reality, which we're not
Mhm.
doing very well with these days.
No,
The
no,
more
that's
people get frustrated with not necessarily Ariana Grace, but just the whole like the person holding the title isn't even a TNA person. The more people get frustrated with that, the more you can sort of edge people towards Tessa. Hey, at least we got it back in the company. Somebody else will take it off her quickly, but at least we can do it. Maybe
yeah.
like, with no pun intended, get her in the back door, essentially. And then
Yes.
once it's back in the company, if you wanna have Tessa hold the belt and be as obnoxious as you wanna be, and Mara Sade overtopples her, and I'm only saying that because Mara Sade beating Tessa Blanchard is gonna mean more than Mara Sade defeating Ariana Grace.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Like, it's first of all, it's a completely in-house victory. It's
Very true.
you're somebody in TNA defeating somebody with a TNA legacy, and yes, she has a TNA legacy, people, whether you like it or not.
It's there.
Um,
They
she
can
was
overlook it all
the
they want, doesn't change it.
she fought Brian Cage for the men's title in a
Yeah.
cage. It was a
Cage in a
cage match.
cage. Cage squared.
Um, but yeah, for now, hefty shenanigans. Ariana Grace retains.
Yeah,
Um,
I think Ariana retains as well. I'm lining up with you just because it's the most logical thing here.
all right. Here's a match that's not meh, but I think it only exists because they're telling the bigger story of the system and Order 4 all want something tonight.
Yeah.
I think this only exists because of that bigger story. The Hardys defending the TNA World Tag Team Championships against the system represented by Bear Bronson and Brian Myers.
Yeah, interesting, with Bear Bronson being in there. I'm honestly under the belief that now the Hardys are going to lose the titles. They got through pretty much every major team and thing going up to here. Maybe the Righteous turns on them and costs them the titles, and all that stupid stuff can fizzle out
But see,
finally. But
here's the thing. Like everybody has said, and I think I kind of agree, the Hardys thing with the Righteous, it's kind of weird. It's gone on too long. It's sort of lacked direction. I think there is a little bit of duality, if that's the right word to use, with the Righteous. Like the Righteous are going to beat the Hardys at some point, but I think
yes,
it's one of those. I'm going to stop using this example one day. It's the Wolverine Sabretooth
yeah.
thing. Like we're brothers, nobody gets to beat you but us.
But us, yeah. Nobody can kill
I
you but me.
I think they save the I think they if there's any shenanigans like the rest of the multi-faceted group that we've been talking about all night come down and try to fuck with the Hardys. I think the Righteous come down and save the Hardys from the big mob,
Yeah.
but then make the attack themselves. It's like, no, this is our to use like an animal reference, like this is our prey, it's not yours.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them because they're those kind of creepy, double talking kind of, hey, what I did made sense, but it didn't even really make sense, man. I think something weird like that's gonna happen. It's gonna be, oh my god, we're saved. Da 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 da. Thanks, guys. We knew we can trust you after all. And then they get decked. And
Yeah.
then Slammiversary is Hardy's in the right, which I
That
don't mind. Just like get around to the match and we're good.
Yeah, get us there before we jump out of the freaking ride. But
I
I'm with you
don't
on
have
this.
very much.
I'm gonna be
I don't.
different and say the system costs gets the titles because the Righteous cost the Hardys. I have a
Okay.
feeling that that might happen
I don't
finally.
have much
So
excitement for Bear Bronson and Brian Myers as tag team champions.
no, me either. But I think it's kind of the story they're gonna tell with a new system. Maybe,
Champions. Okay, here we go. Here we
maybe.
go. Champions versus champions. Bear Bronson and Brian Myers versus R-Truth and Damian Priest.
Ooh, now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Just make sure you don't have a cursed referee.
What
Got a cramp.
do you
Got a
mean it's a
cramp.
slow count? That would be our luck indeed. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. Honestly, that
Okay.
makes sense. The Hardys lose. That'll be the big like news making moment of the night since we didn't see any other title changes or anything change hands. And
Well,
especially it
I
being the
think
Hardys, that'll be a lot of noise.
think it might be in the next match. Not saying I want to see it.
No, no, but
Um, Mike Santana defending the title against Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards is finally casting in his Feast or Fired uh
briefcase.
briefcase thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, Nick Nemeth still has his not Feast or Fired, his Call Your Shot gauntlet as well. We've still
Yes.
got that to play with.
So we've got
Um,
both things, but I don't see Santana losing it yet, even with the feast or fired stipulation on the line. I think they're going to hold off on it. Santana's going to hold it a little bit longer. And I don't think they've built up the right person yet. Eddie doesn't feel like the guy to take the belt from Santana that people would believe in.
See, I don't buy. Here's the thing. I like Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards being in the system, like what I said about the system before, it's like the Island of Misfit Toys, and then they kicked out 2 of the toys and brought in 2 more, and now it's like the second. It's the like Epstein Island of Misfit Toys. I'm an
Yes.
asshole. It's fine. So my problems with the system have only doubled, like them existing as a group. I mean, Cedric Alexander is going to be in one of the best matches of the night, but don't worry about it. Eddie Edwards is another one of those guys where it's like the opposite. I don't care what the story is. I don't care what the character is. I don't care what the faction is. Get Eddie Edwards in the ring, and I will love the match because I really do like watching Eddie in the ring. Santana is going to play up to that as well. Santana is very much, I'm into the character. I'm into the story. I'm into the as
Yeah.
well. This is, I don't know. You can tell me if this is a dumb thing to say or not. I don't buy Eddie Edwards as TNA champion, but I do buy, not in Dubai, but I do buy that TNA wants to tell a story where all of the system walk out with gold, and that would include him being the world champion.
Yes. I
I
could see that.
buy
Every
him
man
winning.
gets a belt kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I buy him winning the title as a part of a larger story.
Yeah,
I
like a
don't
make good
buy.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't buy Eddie Edwards wins the world title as being the story. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. He wouldn't be the focal point. It would have to be the group or everybody getting a
Like
title
if
or
we kick
something
off
at
the night,
large.
because we said it should probably open off the night. First match of the night, Cedric Alexander somehow wins the X Division Championship. Midway through the night, Bear Brunson and Brian Myers, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
are the tag team champions. Like if this is what I said about the story, like threading throughout the night.
Yes.
If it's one of those like, okay, they checked one off, they checked the next off. Holy fuck, they're actually going to do it.
Yeah. And
They're
then
going to
they get
do.
down to it. They whittle away.
They're going to do. We're cosplaying the Undisputed Era's Dynasty of Gold or whatever that was.
Yes.
It's
The expedition or whatever it was.
I want to see them succeed as a group. I want them to prove me wrong. I don't want them to be the Epstein Island of misfit toys,
Yeah.
right?
No. Yeah.
But I also kind of want to see it. I've left enough of the door open in my mind where it's like, if you do it, if you go all in, to use the gambling puns because we're in WrestleMania season, if you go all
Yes.
in and it's somehow awesome and they prove me right, or if they prove me wrong rather, I will love that.
That's a hit.
Because I do want them to do that at some point.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the coin as well, you've got Moose is gonna get fucked over by, Eddie Edwards' wife,
Hey, it could be that she wants to be
and
with her
that's
husband.
gonna be a win for Agent Zero. And that would mean Mustafa Ali would have to beat Trey Miguel.
Oh.
If this big, massive System 4 mega faction comes out on top and it's all, like 8 or 9 of them standing with their hands raised at the end of the night in the ring,
Yeah.
I will simultaneously cry and be like,
And
fuck,
be
they had the balls
destroyed.
to do it.
Yeah.
No. I will simultaneously cry because everybody that I love will have lost, but I will also
That's what
have
I
to
was
tip
getting
my
at.
cap because it's like a big dick swinging move.
Mm-hmm.
Because you would have for that to be the move, for that to be the end scene of the night, that has to be TNA throwing their dick on the table.
Yeah, because that's brutal.
You know what I mean?
And you know it as
And
well
it's one
as
of
I
those
do.
like,
That's brutal.
as much as I may not like it as a result, I will like TNA saying, "Look, we picked a direction and we went with it.
Yeah, we tried.
Buckle
That's
up."
all there is to it.
Because here's the thing: there's 2 ways to make me tune in next Thursday. Do something I really like, or do something I really hate.
Yeah. No, you're
And
right.
kayfabe, here's the thing. In reality, it's wrestling. I'll laugh it off. I will turn the TV off and go to bed. In kayfabe, I will be angry. So in kayfabe, I will want Leon Slater and Nick Nemeth and Trey Miguel and Moose and the Hardys and Santana
Yeah.
and all those. I will want all of those people to get their revenge. I will want all of those people to devour the new mega group on
Damn.
Thursday. So I want them to do something that I don't want and prove me wrong.
Yeah,
I think that's what I'm coming out of this preview
that
with.
makes sense.
And we're
You
gonna
wanna be
find out
told no.
what's in the box.
What's in the box?
And Rosemary's gonna do something. The fact that with all this story between Mara Sade, Rosemary, the returning of Decay and all that kind of thing, with the fact that none of them are on the card in a match capacity,
Yeah.
makes me think something extra is coming. Pause.
See?
So
See, it makes you wonder.
we've got the possible return of Decay, the possible corrupting of Mara Sade. We got what's in the box and potentially finding out what the numbers are about, even though it's probably going to be dates for something we don't know about yet.
Yeah,
There's going to be lots to talk about coming out of this, and
tons.
I might be laughing, I might be crying, I might be cry laughing.
Yeah, but
We
you'll be
might be
doing
lol
something.
TNAing. We might be
Yes.
lol TNAing because the one thing I will say right now, stories aside for a second, I think we touched on this last time a little bit. Um, we need to figure out what we're doing with the women's championship. We need to figure out what we're doing with the tag championships. And
Yeah, because both of those are not falling on the show. They're just kinda left at the wayside here, and that's
well, they are.
disappointing.
The tag titles are the
Yeah, with the
Hardys
Hardys
defending
this time. I'm
Ariana
talking the women's is left off, but
yeah. Oh, the women's tag.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The
I
women's
should have
tag.
specified, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, the women's tag is non-existent. So
Yeah.
not all the divisions are doing great, but your men's singles champions are still Mike Santana, Trey Miguel, and Leon Slater.
Yeah.
That's strong, man.
Oh, it's very strong. I'm just
Very,
saying on the
very
female
strong.
side, you've got, what's her name? Ariana Grace,
Yeah.
and she is good, but she's not exactly, like, upper echelon of namesake, so it's a hard
Well,
sell.
as I say, we've got a lot of talented ladies on that roster, but nobody has really reached up. I hate to use this expression, but nobody's reached up and touched the brass ring.
Yeah.
And somebody who's probably got an entire jewelry collection of brass rings, they're too scared to use.
Yeah.
And that's on TNA.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Unless they're bringing in somebody. To do. Like I say, especially if I'm right and they are going to do a women's X Division championship, you need to get some X Division types in there. Get your Charlies in there. Get your Shotzys in there. Get your Gigi Dolans in there. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
biased. I don't care.
But how could you not be? Because they're gonna deliver. They'll put their bodies through hell for us, and they have.
They'll sign Scarlett and she'll say, well, you're going to have to sign Carrie in too. And they'll be like, okay.
Yep. Gotta get them all while they're hot.
But like, there's somebody else. Like, in all honesty, there's somebody else who's not signed anywhere right now on the ladies side of things, and I can't think of who it is. And it's one of those like, oh, wherever she lands, it's going to be really cool. And I can't think of who it is. Shotzi always comes to mind because I'm biased. Gigi always comes to mind because I picture them together because they were the tag team in NXT for a little bit.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to see her back in WWE, I'd almost rather see Athena in TNA because I think that could be a lot of fun.
I would love to see her there where she's the longest reigning women's champ, I think, of all time with how long she's had the belt of the
Mhm.
modern era. And instead of getting any recognition, she's not even featured regularly.
She's still stuck behind the paywall because what else on ROH are people going to pay to see?
Yeah.
And
Her.
I'm not
That's
saying
it.
that to shoot down anybody. Like
No,
she's
it's the truth.
she's the
It's
only one I know that is like a dedicated like ROH person that is somebody that even registers to mind, and it only registers to mind because my gut reaction is why the hell would you keep her in ROH?
yeah, exactly.
But I mean, we're talking about all this stuff with Decay and whatever. Can you imagine Decay gets back together, they start running rampant on everybody, and the person that comes in to try and put the kibosh on Rosemary and Decay is Athena, and you get Athena versus Rosemary?
Ooh. See, now you're thinking. You gotta have
It's
some
good.
fun with it.
Plus, on a totally separate and like almost unrelated note, Decay's entrance music kicks ass
It's always been great. It's always been fun.
with that big scream at the beginning and everything.
Yes.
Maybe,
Fits
maybe
so
I just like
well.
people screaming. Maybe it's just weird like that. Anyways, moving swiftly on. That's the card. If you want to play Predicto, predict the same 9 matches that we just predicted, plus give us your wild card prediction. There's a lot of mysteries going on in TNA right now, so there's a lot of choices for what your mystery wild card pick could be. I can speak, I
Yes.
swear. Tune in sometime over the course of the weekend. I will be popping out a preview for NXT Revenge. Hopefully with Jake. If not, you'll be stuck listening to me solo, and we know how bad that is. But pay-per-view day hangouts running both Saturday and Sunday for Rebellion and Destiny. I hope to see all you guys there. When you're not in the hangout, please go check out our friends over at the Wrestling for Life Network. They do the best watch-alongs in the business, and we have an undying amount of respect and credibility and thanks going towards those guys, especially Nick, who
Hell
tried
yeah.
in 5 minutes to teach me how to use a VPN, which was very nice because WWE didn't want me to watch a kickoff show because they're strange and it's just one of those Canadians up there. I've rambled for
Yeah.
quite long enough. Jake, tell them what you're up to and where they can find you.
We are going to be live a ton the upcoming week. We've got Into Somewhere weekly every Wednesday. Thursdays are game nights. Fridays, SmackDown, along with Monday and Tuesday for Raw and NXT reviews. We'll be live this Sunday for the AEW Dynasty review for sure. I'm not sure about TNA yet, but definitely for AEW Dynasty. So we hope to see you then. YouTube.com/Jake DeMarco, and follow me on Twitter at Countdown Ended for behind the scenes and show updates.
And like I say, I'm just going to throw them in here one more time just because the guys are pretty fucking awesome. Go check out our friends over at the Wrestling for Life Network. They're probably doing their live watch along for Dynamite in about 7 minutes. That's right. This was recorded in advance. I'm taking you behind the curtain.
Breaking
Also,
that fourth wall.
check out mine and Jake's buddy Cody at Judgment Day Era. He's doing his cool video game watch along stuff and getting going with that as well. It's a lot of fun. I don't get to catch as many as I would like to, but shout out to him as well. Go visit all our friends. Go show some love to Jake as well over on his channel. I've been Spaz. This has been your Rebellion 2026 preview. He's been Jake. Subscribe up there. Talk to there. I fucked up the ending. Subscribe up there. Talk down there. Start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, me and Jake tagging out. Spaz is very tired.
I could cut that out, but I don't want to. Predicto!